This was not fun. When I think about how this all started, and where we are now, what it's come to, this movie has the gall to call itself Jurassic World Rebirth, the implication being that this movie is kicking off a new era, a new age for the franchise. The setting for the plot starts off with a lore update. The dinosaurs are dying, and I think it's safe to say that they're dying of boredom. I can't believe how dull this movie is. They even go as far as pointing out that the public has lost all interest in dinosaurs now, and I'm pretty much right there with them. The child in me that was just next level crazy about dinosaurs is reeling from this, but it's true. Long story short, they need to get the blood of one colossal flying dinosaur, one colossal water dinosaur, and one colossal walking dinosaur. Because with that, they can save the world from heart disease. Not one in particular, just like all of them, apparently. This was such a grueling 2 hours and 14 minutes. But for context's sake, here's a list of the Jurassic series as of now, and here's a highlight of the good ones. For some reason, they keep making them. And it's cliche at this point to complain about corporate execs, or whoever is pushing for all this. I mean, it'll make money, I think. The theater was packed, and people seem to respond to it. But for the life of me, I can't understand why. The first one was monumental. It wasn't perfect, but it was a major step forward in movie making. It was incredible. One of Spielberg's greats. And yet he put his name on this for some reason. Granted, as executive producer, which could mean almost any degree of involvement in the production, but still, what are we doing here? And why am I so upset? But why am I so upset? The complaints I've heard from others about the last few movies was that the CGI is bad. And most often, I hear people saying that the first one looked better. And I agree, but that's not the point. But I don't think I knew until this movie what the point actually was. Everyone remembers this scene. And this scene. And this scene. And I know on the surface, it's just cool, suspenseful, or action-y moments with the dinosaurs. But it goes deeper. And that's why it's great. And maybe this is a hot take, but I think it all actually starts here. 5 people sitting around a lovely plating of Chilean sea bass talking shop. I'm serious. Because of this scene, and the previous one outside the raptor paddock, this, and every other amazing scene are elevated. They're not just dinosaur action scenes, they're now horrific realizations of what humans are capable of, and the consequences when it inevitably goes wrong. Call me crazy, but this moment isn't just about the T-Rex. It's about something bigger. It's hubris. A catastrophe that's due to human arrogance, and they warn us about it here. This sets up everything. And the movie that follows is great because of it. Maybe this only occurs to us at a subconscious level, but I think it's a valid aspect of what gives this movie impact. But like I said, it isn't perfect. Like, watch this scene. Frame by frame, here it comes, and bam. I didn't adjust this. This actually is how the scene goes. This is the final edit. Here it is at full speed.
Get off the stick! Bloody move! Look out! Down!
You can't unsee it now. Sorry. But it blows my mind that this made it past the editing room. Or take this super suspenseful moment near the end, and then chomp. I mean, it's sick, don't get me wrong, but give me a break. They didn't see a Tyrannosaurus Rex standing 5 feet to the side there. But it doesn't really matter because the good overwhelmingly outplays the bad. And I don't think that's been true once in the series since. Rebirth seemed to want to be that, but no. Long meandering scenes of some of the most boring dialogue I've heard in ages. A group of like 12 or so unlikely companions making some of the dumbest decisions possible. Like, I get they may not have survival training, but give me a break. And then dinosaurs. Dinosaurs that appear so infrequently, I forget they're even in the movie. I'm not kidding. At least twice, I thought, oh yeah, there's dinosaurs in this. Absolutely no suspense. Like, the movie wants me to feel suspense. It wants me to feel awe. It wants me to be amazed by what I'm seeing, but I feel nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing except the heartfelt desire for it to end. And I'm amazed how early I felt this way, like unnervingly early in the film. The characters aren't likable, the jokes are flat, and the whole thing is a mess tonally. Like, I love ScarJo and Mahershala Ali. Like, comparing the Green Book with this, they're doing their best, but they've just not been given anything good to work with, so just everything comes off weak. The movie can't seem to decide if they want us to laugh, gasp, or cry, and as a result, the whole thing feels like a disjointed first draft. As director, Gareth Edwards isn't even shining in the one way he especially stands out. Sense of scale is an incredible strength of his, and that barely gets a chance to shine at all here, and I promise I don't like being negative like this, but we had this over 30 years ago, and now we get this. We've been getting this, and we're supposed to just be okay with it? It genuinely feels unjust. See, what's happened ever since the very first sequel is a misunderstanding of what made the first movie great. The first one was all about discovery, a new world, a new experience at a time where the technology was new. Now, they've gotten better at doing this stuff with CGI. I don't know if the visuals are actually a higher quality or not, but the heart is missing. They looked at one thing and they stretched it to cover the entire experience, ignoring the elements of discovery and that fundamental question of whether we should just because we can. The first one set up that dinosaurs are possible, and then every movie since has just been about different experiences with those dinosaurs. There's nothing deeper. I'm trying so hard to think of a positive thing I can say about this. And I think the best I can do is that people in the theater seem to enjoy it. Maybe that just reflects poorly on me, I don't know. But for me, this was just so depressingly disappointing. But hey, thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know if I'm a raving lunatic in the comments below. God bless. I love you guys. We'll talk soon.